David Chandras with you on this marvelous holiday season, releasing a cluster of short videos to answer basic questions about what I do for a living. Again, I work in the area of neurotheology, and that is applying the areas of personal insight and self-development and altered realities that we've learned from so many different fields, applying them to the field of learning, what you might call a transposition of values. What we're going to talk about today is the value of color and sound in learning. I know that we love our pie charts, that we love our graphs, that we love accurate pictures of organs if we're teaching anatomy, pictures of vehicles if we're teaching motorcycle repair. But the more color, variety, and intensity you put in your learning materials, the more you're going to lock in learning. So you're going to start converting to learning materials which have high sensory value, high sensory input. And this works through some interesting neurophysiologic mechanisms. For number one, it turns off the default mode network. The DMN, or default mode network, is the part of our brain that's working when you're not really paying a lot of attention, when you're driving somewhere and you're thinking, God, I'm going to pork chop for dinner. You're kind of there, but you're not there. That's default mode networks. Default mode networks need to be shut down in order for new learning to happen in many conditions. There are parts of the brain that open up. And that only can happen when the thing suppressing the default mode network is knocked out of the way. The proper use of color and intense color will block out and inhibit the default mode networks for you very effectively. Almost as good if you were playing a game or really engaged in a video game. Using high color, high impact statements will tag learning to those color and will activate the brain to be more receptive to the content that you're learning. I know it sounds odd. You normally use a picture to illustrate what it is you're speaking about. But no, we're actually using the picture so that you can remember what was said because you put the brain in a neurophysiologic core or baseline state. The use of sound is equally important, but works through an entirely different mechanism, which is the musical interpretation regions of the brain. So we know there are areas of the brain that actually process music entirely independent of cognitive data. When we add music, the music again sensitizes the cortex and it makes it more receptive. It shuts down again default mode network activity. It makes us more focused on the present. So the proper use of music and graphics along with learning material. How do you put them together besides having background music and pretty colors as you lecture? That could work, but probably what works this is some kind of game experience where you're directly in a game world or you're in a situation. But remember, keep those graphics intense, keep the sound there, keep that music moving. Without those, you're going to shut down a lot of the areas of the brain that are going to take in new knowledge. David Chandras here in the holiday season of 2024. I hope to see you again really soon.